What is a virtual memory in operating system? See, this memory, it's named as virtual. That means it doesn't exist. But there is some mechanism by which a memory of this size will look like a memory of this size. So this is not a virtual, this is not the actual memory. The actual memory, physical memory is like this. But because of certain arrangement, we are able to see a large, huge memory. So virtual memory is that place where large programs can store themselves or large programs can be saved for execution in forms of pages while their execution, and only the required pages or portion of processes, they are loaded in the main memory. Okay, if a process has say 10 pages, at a time you require 2 pages, so you'll take 2, let 8 be here. May it be required for another 2. This, if you have enough space, you can take more or you can swap it. So this is a very useful technique, as large virtual memory is given or is provided to user programs when a very small physical memory is there. So you have very small memory, not very small, but that memory which cannot cater to the requirements of all the processes which are large in size. So in real scenarios, what happen? Most processes need, or they never need, all their pages at once. Means, I'll just give you an example. While you're eating, you might be eating, or you might be having bread in your hand, and you may be eating it with say some vegetable. At that time you don't require water. At that time you don't require say some fruit. When you're done with your food, you may require water, and after that you may go for fruit or some dessert. So at a time you don't require everything. Stepwise you require. So most processes, they never need all their pages at once. What are the reasons? Because error handling code is not needed unless certain specific error occurs, because the errors are quite less infrequent, and they are not so frequent, means quite rare. So this error handling code may not be needed. This may form a page, but it will not be needed. The arrays, they are often oversized for worst case scenarios. Means you make an array say of 100 size and your work is completed in only 20. This 80, or say work is completed in 60, so 40. These two will be not wasted, I must say, but it will not be used, because only a small fraction of the arrays are actually used in practice. And the program may be say 100,000 line, but only you might be using at a go say 200 lines or 500 lines. So most of the lines, or most of the code, or most of the feature of this program, they are rarely used. So what is the idea and benefit of having virtual memory? Why would we require it, and benefits is because the large programs can be written as the actual space is not enough, but virtual space is huge compared to the physical memory, and the input output required is very less. This leads to faster and easy swapping of the processes. And since we have more physical memory available virtually, as programs are stored on virtual memory, so they occupy very less space on actual physical memory. Demand paging. What is demand paging? What happens here is, in the demand paging, when a process is swapped in, its pages are not swapped in all at once. Not all the pages are swapped at once, but they are swapped in only when the process requires them, needs them, that it demands them, that is, it demands them. So when the pages are actually demanded, then only the pages will be swapped in. That is demand paging. Okay. There is a term called lazy swapper. Lazy swapper. This is termed as lazy swapper. But pager is more accurate term. So what happens here is, you have this program A, program B. If this is swapped out to these pages, say we want to swap in certain parts of B, you may take these two if it is demanded, then another two if it is demanded. If all are required, then you can send it. But only when the demand comes, then the swapping in and swapping out is done. So initially, those pages are loaded which is required for immediate processing. So these pages are not moved, or they are not moved into the memory, or the pages which are not moved into the memory, which are still lying outside, means they are not in the main memory, we mark them as invalid in the page table. So for an invalid entry, the rest of the table will be empty. But if the pages are loaded into the memory, they will be marked as valid along with certain information which was not here, along with certain information about where to find the swapped out page. So when the process requires any of the page, you can say the process is demanding the page now that is not loaded into the memory previously, there is a page fault trap. So a page fault is triggered, and then the steps are like this. The memory address which is requested by the process is first checked just to verify the request made by the process. If it is found valid, it is okay. But if it is found invalid, the process will be terminated then and there. But in case the request by the process is valid, a free frame is to be located. From where? From a free frame list where the required page will be moved. So in the main memory, we have this frame. So the pages will be transferred to the frames. This will be moved from the frame, pages to these pages from page area to the actual frames, and this free frame are computed or known from free frame list. Then a new operation is scheduled to move the necessary page from the disk to the main memory, or you can say necessary page from disk to the specified memory location. So this will usually block the process on an IO wait, input output wait, allowing some other process to use the CPU in the meantime. When this is going on, CPU can work on some other work. When the IO operation is complete, first of all the page table has to be updated with now the new frame number, and the invalid bit has to be changed to valid, because the invalid means those pages which are not been taken yet, those were invalid, and they are invalid in the page table. So once they are here in the main memory for execution, this page table I entry will be invalid, entry has to be made valid. So the instruction that calls the page fault, this will be restarted from the beginning. So there are cases when no pages are loaded into the memory initially. The pages are only loaded. See, not even a single page, 0 pages are loaded into the main memory. Pages are only loaded when they are demanded by the process by just doing the page faults. Page faults means asking the system is asking for a page and it is not there. So that is called page fault. and that page has to be brought from disk to the memory. So this is pure demand paging, means there is not a single page to initiate. Every page will come as a consequence of page fault. So the only major issue in this demand paging is after a new page is located, the process starts execution from the beginning. This is the issue, as we just said, that it will start from the beginning. So it is not a big issue for small program, but if you have a large program, then the performance will be affected drastically.